On my way to the brewery this morning because me and Steve are brewing a Gose. See you there. Acid malt has a nice lemony flavor to it, actually, believe it or not. German wheat malt tastes, to me, almost like a pumpernickel bread. Good though.
It's pretty good. It's a lot cleaner than the wheat malt we had before.
The Pilsner malt.
So this is the Pilsner malt from Brew. Pilsen, technically. It's good. It's a nice clean taste compared to the other one.
All right.
And
I got to dig in there. Pilsner malt. Tastes like a nice sourdough. Very good. Wow, I can munch on this stuff all day.
All right, so today me and Steve are actually brewing a Gose. Gose, that's the way it's pronounced. A lot of people will say goes or goose. Goose is something different, but yeah, this is actually pronounced Gose. We're brewing a Gose today. Obviously, we're gonna split batch it. Goses actually been around for a real long time. They've been extinct a few times, but they've certainly been around for a long time. It was actually named after, there was a city in northern Germany named Goslar, a small city, or Goslar, I think it's Goslar, and Goslar. And they brewed this beer there. They brewed a lot of beers there, but this is one beer they actually did brew there that they were known for. Now running through Goslar was a river of Gose. This particular river had brackish water, very salty water. So anybody who knows what a Gose is, it's a beer brewed with salt and coriander. But the original beers actually weren't very sour. They were actually very sweet and caramelly. When they brewed the beer, they brewed it with the water in the Gose River, which made the beer very salty. But not quite as salty as they make them nowadays, but it made the beer salty. The rest of the beer was very caramelly and sweet. And when they'd send them out to the outside cities, because there was no pasteurization or anything like that, the beer soured. And when it got to these cities, people liked the beer. They were like, ooh, a little sour, but it's actually very good. So they would try to recreate the beer. And they would recreate it by making sour beer and adding salt. Well, the people that lived in Goslar, in the Goslar breweries, did not like the fact that everybody was souring the beer. They're like, this is not the way it's supposed to taste. So they kind of got rid of it. They didn't want people to make it taste it like that. They didn't want people to make it like that, so they kind of got rid of it. A few years later, in another Ditzmar, or another German city, it came up again, and they recreated the beer. But this time they made it sour, and they made it extra salty. They added the salt, and they made it sour. Now there's a few ways you could sour the beer. What we're doing is we're adding acid malt. There's a few different ways to do it. Now, when they recreated this beer, it became a little different. And again, went extinct for a few years until it started being reborn in a city called Leipzig. And there, it was very, very bright beer, very sour beer, very salty beer. And it was huge, it was giant, probably bigger than it is now. And then it disappeared, picked up again back in Leipzig, and then disappeared again, and in like the 1980s was brought up again, and it's been around ever since. One of the things I like about Gose is the fact that It nails every spot on your tongue. I mean, it's hitting the sweet, the sour, bitter, everything. It's really just hitting every spot on your tongue. It's a really complex beer. Really, really delicious. I enjoy the crap out of it.
All right, so we just took out the yeast. Now we like to have the yeast come out, get to room temperature by the time it goes in. So it's got probably right now about 2 hours or so before it's going to be going in. Roughly, maybe a little bit more. But so we're getting up to temperature. We're going to give it a little yeast charge, get a little the yeasties going, so they're all nice and hungry when they get to the beer. But what we'll be doing next is the strike. We have the strike water going in. It's almost up to the volume, and we just got to get up the temperature after that. And that's all set. And then we'll be finishing up putting the acid malt in for this one.
Coriander, sorry Steve. Coriander tastes very lemony with a very soapy aftertaste. It'll be better in the beer, but very lemony, very soapy aftertaste.